Good morning, family. We got a little free time on our hands this morning. Can't drive. It's 12. Listen, the weather conditions too bad to drive. We just gonna leave it at that. So that gives us an opportunity to go ahead and share. Couldn't share yesterday. Truck was in the shop. Had a lot of situations going on. We learned. We did a lot of learning in our downtime. Case in point, when you got downtime, keep a project or something on the back burner that you read and are learning and turn your downtime into productivity. Hello. So today, we have made it to number 7. 483 to go. Gotta have a goal, y'all. Today's lecture is going to be about timing. All about timing. Now, you know, our ways are not God's ways. Our time is not His time. We observe that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday crap, which if you did not know, this is what I learned yesterday in my downtime. Every day of the week is named after a pagan god. What? Monday, Moon's Day. Sunday, Sun's Day. Wednesday, Thursday is Thor's Day. I saw enough yesterday. I was like, oh my goodness. Our whole life we've been programmed in bamboozled, man. Everything around us is related to pagan and not of gods and Greek mythology. It's just a mess. Now I understand. I don't know if y'all remember the other day, I'm like, my mind don't see time and days and all that, because that's not of us. Man came up with that crap. Anyway, timing is so important. Timing. My boy Juice WRLD said it the best. Timing. All about timing. Y'all look at my man Juice WRLD. If you're into hip hop, yeah, he on some, he was an addict. He was a drug addict. But his heart was pure. He was trying to save somebody. And the enemy got him. Enemy convinced him. Who knows what happens. They don't ever tell us the truth. Like when Takeoff got killed, all we know is what they say happened. We don't know what happened. If you're not there, you're not a witness. Like in a court of law, they bring forth an eyewitness. Someone who's seen it with their own eye. They don't accept hearsay. They said, I heard. That's not acceptable in court. So, ain't acceptable in the court. That's the law of the land. Ain't acceptable in my life. I don't care what they said. I don't care what the news say. I don't care what Instagram, the blog. I don't care what nobody say. I see with my own eye. I don't believe it. Anyway, timing. That's when an event happens here. And the reporter or somebody else gets on there saying, oh, this happened. I don't give it no entertainment. So anyway, y'all, timing. It's all about timing. Now, most of us are so focused on what we want. I want this. I'm ready to go. I'm hungry. Or my favorite thing that few females used to say to me, here's my thing. Why we always gotta go this restaurant? Here's my thing. But man, tell you about your thing. Your thing gets you killed. Now, because of lack of patience, I know this personally. I screwed up numerous situations in my life. I realized, and I learned this yesterday. Shout out to Pastor Todd at the Transformation Church. I don't know where your church at, young man, but you're doing mighty works of God. This is a 30-something-year-old young man, and the boy taught me more yesterday than I learned in the last, some years, I'm put it like that. Keep up, Pastor Todd. I'm definitely going to keep learning with you. But Pastor Todd said that most of us, because of lack of patience, we want to make the move. We don't want to wait on God. We want to make it happen now. Now, what I was talking about. There are numerous times in my life Well, I screwed up my blessings because it wasn't happening fast enough for me. I wanted it on my time, not giving reverence to who's in control. If he in control, it's on his time. And no, I didn't cut my hair. Yesterday, I think I learned how to French braid. Y'all see this? Out of boredom, sitting in the shop, nothing else to do, I was reading and braiding my hair. I've been listening to a lot of Kanye, watching a lot of, I've been understanding what my brother's going through. And what he's going through is he is flabbergasted that the truth, him just saying the truth, is costing him billions. He didn't realize all that money they gave him was so he would shut the F up. Kanye, they set him up with the woman. They gave him the, come on now, before Kanye married Kim, everybody know Kim was the baddest woman on this planet. I think his exact words was he signed a contract for Kim. And they got all them deals and money. And you know what that was for? To shut him up. And they shut him up. They sedated him. They did many things to him. We all watched. Y'all call him crazy. I don't call people crazy. I've been called crazy since I stepped on this planet. So was Jesus. All the great men were called crazy because you refuse to let your mind be conformed to what they got going on. Your mind higher. Like, man, my boy Kanye say he thinks 10 years in advance and is forced to pretend to smile on what's going on right now. I was like, I understand that. I've always been before my time. But y'all don't know how powerful that young man is. Because we don't remember. We don't think. Our minds go like back to a week. Do y'all remember what made Kanye a force to reckon with? Do y'all remember why every black church in America knew Kanye West's name? And let me ask you something. Do every black in the church in America know any other rapper's name? Every black church in America know Kanye West's name and might have played his song in church. He was a secular artist on Rockefeller. Every church knew his name. Y'all remember why every church knew Kanye West's name? Jesus Walks. What? That boy shook the world with Jesus Walks. And everybody was watching. They said, uh-oh. I'm sure they saying about me right now, uh-oh. Y'all send that man some money, some women. Find out what he like so we can shut him up. Guess what? I don't like nothing. I don't want nothing. I don't want no money. They had enough women last me a lifetime. Been married. I see all that as a distraction now. I'm focused on my people. I did that. I tried to save women. They don't want to be saved. They want to take. Hey. Again, one of the stories Pastor Todd did yesterday was on the story of Samson. I never heard it broke down in detail. Samson literally delivered himself to death because he was in love with laying in that woman's lap. He let them destroy him and take all his power that God gave him because he was in love with laying in that woman's lap. Now read it for yourself. Story of Samson. But because of lack of patience, we turn to chicanerous behavior and end up screwing up our blessings. Oh yeah, I learned that my vocabulary is inadequate. So every day we're doing a vocabulary word. Today's vocabulary word is chicanery. Chicanery means where is it? Chicanery means deceptive, underhanded. So, what I know about chicanerous behavior, I used to work at a bank. I used to be a mortgage loan officer. I used to do loans once I understood how the process worked. And every entity in my office was a liar, cheater, scammer. We were stealing identities before it was a thing, but we wasn't stealing your identity we wasn't signing for you. Lord forgive me. We wasn't signing for you to steal nothing for you. We were signing for you to save time. We had a document that needed to be signed right now. You at work. We can't even get you on the phone. You already okayed it. I saw my supervisor take 2 pieces of paper, put them up against a glass window with a light behind it. And I said, and that was my boss at the bank. So if your boss is corrupt and illegal, what do you think you're going to learn? He taught me everything I knew. You took a young man from the ghetto who all I knew was lying and cheating and stealing. Put me in a bank and my boss is a lying, cheating, stealer. You know, it took me 2 months. I was the #1 loan officer in the company. Won a trip to Key West. I never even been a loan officer. In 3 months from them handing me this book like this, they said, we'll make you a loan officer after you read that book. I read it in a weekend. And they was like, they never seen nobody that focused. They didn't know them letting me in the banking industry was unbelievable. I just got out of jail. And they teaching me to be a loan officer. I took it serious. I read the book. Came back in 3 months. I was the #1 loan officer in a company that was nationwide. Everybody knew the name Sean McDuffie. Let me tell you the funniest story about that, though. You want to know how I found out I was the #1 loan officer in the company? They didn't want me to know. I was making copies. And I scanned in the trash and saw my name. I picked up the paper out of the trash. It said, contest to the Keys. We're having a contest, #1 loan officer this quarter. We'll get a trip to Key West. #1, Sean McDuffie. I said, what? I went to my supervisor, my boss. Why this in the trash and you ain't tell me? She told me to get out of the office. I said, okay, yeah. We back in the same situation. Whenever I get into a job or I'm making money and things happening, something going down. People just go bananas. I have literally walked out of jobs because I was always in sales. I had racked up so much commission. My boss said, I ain't paying you this. I ain't doing it. I had $11,000 check coming. My boss told me, I ain't giving it to you. I give you 3 G's. To avoid killing that white woman, I took the 3 G's and quit the banking industry. I went back to delivering pizza, man. Because you think it's a privilege and it was nice for me to be a banker. Working in banking made me want to take some people out. You gonna steal my money that I worked hard? You know how? You know this started from the bottom down here. When you come from nothing and you make $11,000 in 1 month, you know how much plans I had for that money? And my boss, the owner of the company, said, I'm not going to give it to you. Anyway, you reap what you sow, partner. I'm glad I got this deal with my Father God, that I don't seek no revenge, hate, won't you do something to me? He said he'll take care of it. So I'm sure a company's not around anymore because you don't do a child of God like that. The Bible, Jesus said, he went to his disciples and said, man, y'all really let me down. And I think that's how he's feeling about a lot of us right now. Y'all really letting me down. His disciples say, what do you mean, Rabbi? He said, man, when I was hungry, you ain't give me nothing to eat. I said, what? When I was naked, you ain't give me nothing to wear, man. All the disciples like, Jesus tripping. What's wrong with Jesus? I'm like, I ain't got nothing to wear. He said, when I had no shelter, you wouldn't give me nowhere to stay. They said, Jesus, I don't know what you getting on right now, but all the stuff you saying ain't happening. We got you, bruh. You our leader, we got you. He said, what you do to the least of man, you do to me. That hit me. Ooh, not the greatest of man. Jesus say, what you do to the least of men, you do to me. So, all y'all, me included, look down, the way you treat, he said, the least of man. So that's the person at the bottom of the totem pole. the way you treat the bum, the way you treat the idiot, the way you treat the drug addict, the homeless person, the sick person. You do that to him. He didn't say how you treat the rich people, you treat him, because he know you treat rich people good because you want their money. But a bum who can't do nothing for you, that's the true definition of service. When you serve someone who has no possibility of giving you any kind of return on your, what they call it, on your investment. Because when you serving, that's an investment. You sowing seeds to reap a benefit. Hello, these God's principles. He said, you work, you're going to get. So, I said, what you do to the least of man, you do to me. I always remember that. And I always go out my way. My people in my hometown right now, they still think I'm a crazy drug addict, street person, because I would go out my way to go in the streets in the middle of the night and hang out with the drug dealers and the people on the addicts and ask them, why? How can I help? Why you live on the corner? Why you out here like this? Well, I'm not judging you. I truly don't understand. I used to drive down the street and see people that looked like they was a zombie. They doing all this. I'm like, what kind of drug is that? So one day, I went and asked them, what y'all on? They said they was shooting Finney. Shooting Finney? What that mean? Oh, we buy fentanyl pills, and I say, you know what? Yes. So this turned into 2 videos. We're gonna end it and tell you about the vision for all of this. When I get my hands on this $20 million, I told me I would get my hands on $20 million. I get my hands on $20 million, I'm only keeping what? What do you think? What do you think is due me? I'm the son of 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 God. What do you think I want out of $20 million? What my daddy want? 10%. Give me $20 million. I'm just gonna keep 2. I'm gonna take 18 and build a shelter, rehab, counseling, job training center, and a community restaurant in the middle of St. Louis West Side in the hood. You know what I'm gonna do it in? St. Louis so dilapidated, we got schools just sitting there. Beautiful structure, beautiful bricks. Yeah, we bust out the windows, need new windows anyway. But they sitting there, and if you have something good to do with the property, I guarantee you, God will have the city give it to you. You just got to have a plan and a way to make it happen. So I need $18 million to rehab the school and profit it for counseling, shelter, restaurant, and a training center. If you didn't know, truck driving is one of the only good professions in the country that if you made some mistakes, if you did an 8 to 10 for armed robbery, you can still work. You can still make $100,000 a year as a felon. Say that again. All you felons out there who say you can't work, if you got a valid driver's license, you can still make a doctor's salary as a truck driver. You ain't know that, did you? Just share it with you. You thought because you a felon, your life is over. You can never have the American dream. False. Truck drivers, they stingy. They keep that as a secret. They don't want you to get no money. I'm telling you right now, truck driving don't care if you made a mistake. All they care about, do you have a valid license? Can you prove to me, can you be accountable for your time for the last 3 to 5 years? Not were you in jail or not. Can you give me an account of your time? If you can give them an account of your time for the last 5 years and driver's license, bruh, in a couple years you can, I'm putting it to you like this. I got a few people I know. They cracked $250,000 a year. That's doctor's money. I know a doctor who make 180. He went to school for 10 years. He worked 90 hours a week, blah, blah, blah. This is an ex-felon truck driver making $200,000. So, of course you got to work. Faith without work is dead. But anyway, I want to build, okay, that's what we're talking about. I lost my best friend to drugs, man. My best friend in the valley of the shadow of death, what I call St. Louis, was a young lady named Shauna Bedford. She was my friend's sister, but she was my best friend. She loved me for me. When it was not romantic, we just had that energy together. And as we got older, I left, went away to school, blah, 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 blah. She fell to drugs, man. And the war got so hard for her. She took her own life. She couldn't fight. I'm still hurt from that. This happened 20 years ago. I'm hurt because the week before she died, it was on my heart to go see her. But I had no means. I was in North Carolina. I didn't have no money. And what am I going to see her for? But something just said, man, you need to go see your friend. Next week, she was dead. That was God giving me an opportunity to save her, and I missed it. My people of God, if God put it on your heart to go see somebody, be obedient. Tomorrow is not guaranteed to everybody, people. It's not. Some people ain't waking up tomorrow. Anyway, that Shauna Bedford Drug and Rehab Center. I want to write down St. Louis Avenue and what's that street? Belt. St. Louis Avenue in that area, in the Belt Loop area. West Side. Where are my West Side people at? West Side. I'm coming to West Side with a shelter. In the war zone. Intentionally going somewhere where I know there's 2 or 3 people who would like to decapitate me. I know that for a fact. It's life, man. You know, growing up in the city, being a superhuman, a couple people tried to do something to me and got, As a result, hey, that was before I made the deal with God not to get back. Before I made the deal with God, you mess with me. But there's somebody. But that's to God be the glory. All that's part of my journey to become the great man that I'm going to be. So, timing. Get y'all timing. I told y'all the vision for the Shauna Bedford Health and Wellness Center, shelter, rehab, and community restaurant where if you hungry, you can eat. If you want knowledge, you can learn. You want to be a truck driver or a nurse's aide, we're going to have some job training. If you can get some of this government, the government going to pay for it. Government, hey, that's how the wolf justifies doctrine. They give to people who doing stuff in the community, man. And anyway, if y'all want to look up something, somebody else did this in Chicago a long time ago. Shocked me. Gang related. What? Yeah, one of the leaders of the gangs in Chicago back in the day did what I'm talking about. Opened up a school, rehab, GED center. Got millions from the government. I don't know what they was on, but I just saw the possibility. Now, I ain't looking for the government for no money. God gonna take care of my money. But the point is, when you out to do good, America get on your side. They help you. They like helping and killing at the same time. That's how the wolf justifies doctrine. My boy Immortal Technique said, soldiers emptying clips at innocent men and women ain't no different than a terrorist with a bomb strapped to him. I said, damn. He right. I ain't saying. I disagree. Right, we getting off. So, timing. Shauna Bedford Wellness Center. And what other notes did God give me? If we can just wait on the Father, He already got your situation worked out. My brothers and sisters, my kings and queens. By the way, if you didn't know, I already had an arrogant conversation with somebody that said, "You're a king, ha ha ha, you're a king." I said, bruh, the Bible says I'm a king and a priest. This does it not. In 2000, God told me I was a king. And I stepped on the scene with King Sean. I got so much negative energy. I wasn't ready for it. Even though God said it, man mocked it. And I conceded to man's mockery. I wasn't ready to be a king. I'm ready now. Cause what you say? King Onisi coming to change the world, baby, as long as it's breath in my lungs. The Lisa man, I'm coming to help you, bro. The drug addict, I'm coming to get you. The modern day Mary Magdalene, I'm coming to help you, bro. We gonna get some people out these streets. We gonna get some people out these drugs. We gonna bring up a new nation of the true people from Judea that's wealthy and family orientated. Kids gonna raise our kids. That's another thing I hate to say. But I'm finna make a shift because God had put on my heart that the reason for truck driving for me was to be in isolation so I could be in communion with God for this year. But I've never been a truck driver. Do I look like a truck driver? Do I act like a truck driver? I just got stamina, determination, and a willingness to succeed. I don't care what you give me. You can give me a boat. You can give me a broom. You put anything in my hands, I'm going to succeed. Case in point, I was in jail. Went to jail with nothing, no money, out of town, nobody could help me. I left jail, I had 475 candy bars. They called me Santa Claus in jail. I gave everybody food, sugar, salt. When I left the jail, the whole jail shouted my name as I walked out of the door. That's the first time I felt the power of the people. Let me say that again. After spending 207 days in Prescott, Arizona County Jail for some, when I walked out of that jail, the jail erupted and shouted my name. All the guards said, "What the hell is going on? Who are you?" I just smiled, said, "Have a nice day." So yeah, when I was in jail, main reason I had to get out of jail is because when I saw I was becoming the leader of a whole jail, I had to stop. That's not what God wanted me. Yeah, I made a difference there, but that's not what I'm supposed to be. That was just a page in my book that I could testify about. Yeah, but that was how I learned early. It doesn't matter where you put me, because God is with me. I shall shine like the sun. I shall fly like the bird and run like the cheetah. Even in closed walls, my life. Uh-oh, we got to tell the last story. Last story. Paul and Silas. We all know the story of Paul and Silas. I heard it all my life. Didn't really believe it. I'm going to tell the truth. I mean, come on, man. I heard the story. You hear a lot of things in the Bible that's so wild that you just say, wow. But deep in your heart, you don't believe it. You ain't believe that miracle. You should say, okay, yeah. Nah. Paul and Silas story. So I'm in jail. Yeah, I had a lot of fun in jail. Spent a lot of time in jail. Pastor Todd got me on this transparency. I've been arrested more times than some of y'all have years. If you under 30, I've been arrested more times than you've been alive. Anyway, it's just it. Not for nothing. I'm no convicted felon. I just didn't pay parking tickets. I didn't abide by the love of city rules and you know. And I had a lot of bad influences. First crime I committed because all my classmates told me I was stupid if I didn't do it. Give them the information, they'll do it. They convinced me to commit my first crime on my own. My peers. I wasn't a criminal. But anyway, I was 16, whatever. Long story. But we just want to remind y'all, timing, man. Oh, so I said the truck driving thing over. Yes, I have children. I have grandchildren that need me. I know y'all need me, but charity starts at home. God put that in me. You want to change the world? Charity starts at home. That was the main problem I had with one of my ex-wives. How you so good to them people out there? You don't give a damn about us in your house. I seen you street trained. I know for a fact you treat white people way better than you treat me, and I'm your husband. Charity starts in the house. All right, God, I told God I love, I'm ready to move, I'm ready to work. He said, love starts in the house, my son. Well, my kids are in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm not. Am I loving them correctly? I don't think so. So, I'm on my way to Georgia. I don't know when I'm going to get there, what I'm going to do, where I'm going to live. But God does. All I know is I made up my mind that, and you know what brought all this about? When I said I was going to pay on my truck in 2 years, I'm going to do out on that. God said, that ain't the plan. I said, oh. That one why I came a truck driver? You ain't coming to a driver to get no money. Why you need money for, son? God said, son, I ain't got all the gold. Mansions and mansions. You don't need no money. You were a truck driver for your isolation and training. This was your 40 days in the forest. Now it's time to go save my people. So, yeah, I guess I'm gonna be looking for a job in Georgia. But, you know, with my attitude, charisma, and God on my back, I promise you, every place I walk in a building, they say, would you like a job? Do you want to work here? I go in a restaurant, sit down, the man next to me say, what you do, man? You want a job? Tell you why. Y'all think this about status, this shirt, yeah, got a polo horse on it. I'm smart though. I promise you I ain't paid $10 for it. I pay less for polo than you pay for Walmart. Crap. That the next day the color gone. I done had this shirt 13 years. I done washed it 400 times. I paid $10 for this shirt. I've had it for 13 years. I've washed 400 times. And they said, what, Ralph Lauren? I just realized whatever material and dye that Ralph Lauren used, it is a superior material than everybody else. Ain't about no name. It's about the quality of what's made. Did you hear what I said? I had this shirt for 13 years. Do it look 13 years old? You showed me a shirt you got from Walmart for 13 years. Man, the fabric ain't even together no more. Anyway, getting off subject. We sure ain't do 10 minutes a day. We already at 35. Hallelujah. Well, I just want you to know, have patience. Because God knew you before you was in your mother's womb. He coded your DNA specifically for his specific reason. So while you thinking and pretending you know what's going on, wait on the Father. He will let you know when it's time to act. He'll let you know when it's time to move. And the last point Pastor Todd told me is your power comes from your obedience of your parameters. God gives you gifts. God gives you talents. With all these gifts and talents, they're parameters. They're rules. Not rules, just boundaries you don't want to cross. And I learned this from the lesson when he explained about Samson. He said Samson can't be touched. These are his 3 parameters to the key to his power. He cannot be a strong drink. No Ciroc, like that. No Henny. He can't eat unclean meat. Vegetarian. He cannot cut his hair. I didn't know why I was doing this. I promise you I won't cut it again. This too, I'm literally very wondering what this is gonna look like in about 6 months. Cause I ain't cutting it no more. Now I understand what we call those. They doing what Solomon did. They doing what they ancestors did. They wishing they had the blood. They doing what Samson's parameters were in hopes that they have some Samson's blood in them. Well, I'm going to tell you, before I got on this journey, before anything, Samson was the only person that I could compare myself to that made any sense. Because as a young man, I could bend iron. And when people say, how do you do that? I really couldn't explain. I would focus on it. And with my focus, don't you know how metal is made? It gets heated up. The molecules become looser. Focus on it. I felt it get warm. I bent it. I didn't understand what was going on. Everybody else saw it. You know, they wanted to fight me. I ended up getting fired by the next week. I did this at work. I've been mailing working. By the end of the week, I was fired. Because they was... Most of the things I've done in my life flabbergast people. I'm going to tell this one story and I'm gone. I don't go to the gym. Let me witness now. I ain't trying to show off. I ain't showing off. I don't go to the gym. I don't work out. To me, I do 200 push-ups 3 times a week. That's not no workout, bruh. My power cover, it's covering eternal. So I had a gym membership. I went to the gym for 2 weeks. About, I don't know, 30. And the guys, the big guys in the gym noticed something. They're like, hey, look, guy, you look pretty strong, man. Let's see how much you can leg press. I was like, all right. I weighed 140. I was already bench pressing 300. Say it again. I weighed 140. 2 weeks at the gym, I bench pressed 300. Everybody, hey, there's no dude over there. They said, man, come over to the leg press. We'll see what you can leg press. They put 300 on there. 400 on there. Remember, I weigh 140 pounds. Ain't never been in no gym. 500 on there. They're gathering the crowd now. 600 on there. I mean, it was a little shaky, but I still pushed it. They thank God the cameras and cell phone wasn't out like that then, because they would have been recording. My man put 700 on there. I leg pressed 700 pounds at 140 pounds of body mass. Not only they couldn't understand it, I couldn't understand it. I ain't never go back to the gym. For what? I stopped at 7. That wasn't my limit. So I knew very early my father made me special for a purpose, and one day he would reveal it to me. Oh man, this has touched me. I hope it's touched some of y'all. My purpose of these videos is to share with you the love and the power of God. That it is real. God's power is real. His love is real. His mercy is real. Every day he give you new mercies. Like anything, you spend time with it, it gets better. It gets wiser. At this point, man, I'm riding on a cloud, man. Can't be touched. I'm loving life, man. I'm living a dream, and for once, it ain't got nothing to do with money. It ain't got nothing to do with women. I'm just glad that God taking, that, you know, that my life is going the way it's going. I'm taking his directions and nobody else. And I'm going to drop my favorite phrase one more time before I go. I refuse to be concerned with your condescending advice. Hold on. We quoting Immortal Technique now. I ain't come up with this. I just love repeating stuff that sound good. I refuse to be concerned with your condescending advice because I'm the only person that could change my life. I refuse to be concerned with your condescending advice because I'm the only person that can change my life. Thank you, family. I'm up doing this little early morning thing. You know, the early bird gets the worm, baby. King Noah is what? Out.